Google Web Toolkit, or GWT Web Toolkit, is an open-source set of tools that allows web developers to create and maintain complex JavaScript front-end applications in Java. Other than a few native libraries, everything is Java source that can be built on any supported platform with the included GWT and build files. It is licensed under the Apache License version 2.0. GWT emphasizes reusable approaches to common web development tasks, namely asynchronous remote procedure calls, history management, bookmarking, UI abstraction, internationalization, and cross-browser portability. History: GWT version 1.0 AC1 was released on May 16, 2006. Google announced GWT at the Java 1 Conference, 2006. In August 2010, Google acquired Instantiations, a company known for its focus on Eclipse Java developer tools, including GWT Designer, which is now bundled with Google Plugin for Eclipse. In 2011, with the introduction of the Dart programming language, Google has reassured the GWT community that GWT will continue to be supported for the foreseeable future, but also hinted at a possible rapprochement between the two Google solutions for structured web programming. They've also admitted, however, that a number of engineers previously working on GWT are now working on Dart. In 2012 at Google I/O, Google announced that GWT would be transformed from a Google project to a fully open-sourced project. In July 2013, Google posted on its GWT blog that the transformation to an open-source project was complete. Development with GWT: using GWT, developers can develop and debug AJAX applications in the Java language using the Java development tools of their choice. When the application is deployed, the GWT cross-compiler translates the Java application to standalone JavaScript files that are optionally obfuscated and deeply optimized. When needed, JavaScript can also be embedded directly into Java code, using Java comments. GWT does not revolve only around user interface programming. It is a general set of tools for building any sort of high-performance client-side JavaScript functionality. Indeed, many key architectural decisions are left completely to the developer. The GWT mission statement clarifies the philosophical breakdown of GWT's role versus the developer's role. History is an example of such. Although GWT manages history tokens as users click back or forward in the browser, it does not prescribe how to map history tokens to an application state. GWT applications can be run in two modes. Development mode: the application is run as Java bytecode within the Java virtual machine. This mode is typically used for development, supporting hot swapping of code and debugging. Production mode: the application is run as pure JavaScript and HTML, compiled from the Java source. This mode is typically used for deployment. Several open-source plugins are available for making GWT development easier with other IDEs, including GWT4NB for NetBeans, Sible Studio for GWT, and GWT Developer for Developer. The Google Plugin for Eclipse handles most GWT-related tasks in the IDE, including creating projects, invoking the GWT compiler, creating GWT launch configurations, validation, and syntax highlighting. Components: the major GWT components include GWT Java to JavaScript compiler, translates the Java programming language to the JavaScript programming language. GWT development mode allows the developers to run and execute GWT applications in development mode. Prior to 2.0, GWT hosted mode provided a special-purpose hosted browser to debug your GWT code. In 2.0, the web page being debugged is viewed within a regular browser. Development mode is supported through the use of a native code plugin called the Google Web Toolkit Developer Plugin for many popular browsers. JRE Emulation Library, JavaScript implementations of the commonly used classes in the Java Standard Class Library. GWT Web UI Class Library, a set of custom interfaces and classes for creating widgets. Features: dynamic and reusable UI components, programmers can use pre-designed classes to implement otherwise time-consuming dynamic behaviors, such as drag and drop or sophisticated visual tree structures. Simple PC mechanism, browser history management, support for full-featured Java debugging. GWT handles some cross-browser issues for the developer. Unit testing integration, support for internationalization and localization, HTML canvas support. The developers can mix handwritten JavaScript in the Java source code using the JavaScript native interface. Support for using Google APIs in GWT applications, open source. The developers can design and develop their application in a pure object-oriented fashion, since they're using Java. Common JavaScript errors, such as typos and type mismatches, are caught at compile time. The JavaScript that the GWT compiler generates can be tailored to be either unobfuscated and easier to understand or obfuscated and smaller to download. A number of libraries are available for GWT, by Google and third parties. These extend GWT's features. Available widgets. As of version 2.4, GWT offers several widgets and panels. Many common widgets not found in the GWT have been implemented in third-party libraries, such as Sencha GXT, GWT Component Library, GWTXT, GWT Widget Library, Quatiga, Rocket GWT, Dojo, Smart GWT etc. Enterprise usage. GWT uses or supports Java, Apache Tomcat, Eclipse IDE, Internet Explorer, and internationalization and localization. Java-based GWT RIAs can be tested using unit testing framework and code coverage tools. Because GWT allows compile-time verification of images, CSS, and business logic, many common development defects are automatically discovered without need of the manual testing commonly required by RIAs. Google has noted that some of its products are GWT-based. Blogger, AdWords, Flights, Wallet, Offers, Groups. Other companies using GWT are listed on the GWT reference list. GWT 2.0. On December 8, 2009, Google launched Google Web Toolkit 2.0 with Speed Tracer. Version 2.0 of GWT offers a number of new features, including, in-browser development mode. Prior to version 2.0, hosted mode used to embed a modified browser to allow running the bytecode version of the application during development. With version 2.0, hosted mode, renamed development mode, allows using any browser to view the page being debugged, through the use of a browser plugin. The plugin communicates with the development mode shell using TCP/IP, which allows cross-platform debugging. Code splitting. With the developer providing split points in the source code, the GWT compiler will be able to split the JavaScript code into several small chunks instead of one big download. This will lead to reduced application startup time as the size of the initial download is decreased. Declarative user interface. Using an XML format, the new feature known as UI Binder allows the creation of user interfaces through declaration rather than code. This allows clean separation of UI construction and behavior implementation. Resource bundling. The client bundle interface will allow resources of any nature to be bundled together and transferred in one download, resulting in fewer round trips to the server and hence lower application latency. Since the new development mode removed most platform-specific code, the new version will be distributed as a unique archive, instead of one per supported platform as was the case with previous versions. Mobile. As a general framework for making web apps, GWT is also capable of being used as a framework for making mobile and tablet apps either by making the needed widgets and animations from scratch, or by using one of the mobile frameworks for GWT. An HTML5 app written in GWT can have separate views for tablets and mobile phones. Some of the most common mobile GWT libraries: GWT Mobile, GWT Mobile WebKit, JQM4GWT, MGWT, Quad Bootstrap 3, see also. Dart, Google plugin for Eclipse, showcase live demo of GWT features, Google Code, comparison of JavaScript frameworks, Comparison of web application frameworks, other frameworks, GWT platform, an annotation-based model view presenter framework for GWT. Array is a GWT-based framework for building rich web applications using next-generation web technologies. Built on top of Array Bus, the framework provides a unified federation and RPC infrastructure with true, uniform, asynchronous messaging across the client and server. Smart GWT, a GWT framework with a comprehensive widget library and server-side data binding capabilities, Viadine, uses GWT as a rendering engine on the browser side of his server-based web apps written in Java. Sencha GXT, GWT port of the popular XJS UI framework commonly used in enterprise applications. Crux framework is an open-source GWT-based component framework for fast development of web and mobile applications. Pajamas, a port of GWT to Python, Ruby.js, a port of GWT to Ruby, ZK, a similar framework, which is also written in Java. GWT PHP, backend for GWT in PHP. Scala plus GWT, compile Scala code for the browser via the GWT toolchain. Java CC, GWT compatible parser generator, implement client-side parsers in Java. References. Bibliography, Dewsbury, Ryan. Google Web Toolkit Applications. Prentice Hall. PA 608. ISBN A978-0-321-50196-7 Chaganty, Prabhakar. Google Web Toolkit, GWT Java Ajax Programming. PACKT Publishing. PA 248. ISBN A978-1-84719-100-7 Geary, David. Google Web Toolkit Solutions, more cool and useful stuff. Prentice Hall. PA 408. ISBN A978-0-13-234481-4, Hanson, Robert. Adam Tacey. GWT in Action. Manning. PA 643. ISBN A978-1-935182-84-9 Cooper, Robert. Charlie Collins. GWT in Practice. Manning. PA 376. ISBN A978-1-933988-29-0 External links, GWT homepage on Google Code, official GWT blog, official GWT forums, Google Web Toolkit Incubator, conference on GWT organized by Addison Wesley, Prentice Hall and Pearson Education.